the last 25 minutes of the whole road show. You know what they say? They say lucky last. Yeah, this is my last 25 minutes with you. And guess what? The lucky thing is that you have Ancilla. You get the best out of DTP and ISD. So I'm not sure when he was speaking about the good things. Was he referring to DTP or ISD or both? And he also has an extended major in AI. Right, this is not typical for a UST student. He is testing himself. I'm going to share my screen now. I'm going to explain to you about the program ISD. Make sure that I'm sharing the sound as well. Yep. My name is Jack. I'm a lecturer from the Division of Integrative Systems and Design. And you're now learning more about the Bachelor of Science in Innovation, Design, and Technology. Now, you can already see in the cover page that we are showing a couple of students' prototypes. And that's what this whole program is about. It's about building prototypes, testing your ideas, making those ideas into innovations, and bringing real-world impacts. Yeah. And then the other feature is that our way of learning in this innovation and design technology, the IDT program, would be slightly different from the rest of the programs because we use something called experiential learning. Experiential learning is a way where we really get hands-on. We learn from experience. In other words, learn by doing. And that's why a lot of the times we use projects. So that's why you see in the main circle, the first piece is that we learn through a lot of different projects, and which I'll be using actually in this talk, the students' projects as examples to illustrate to you how students learn in this program. Another way of putting that project-based learning is that we have fewer exams. Not necessarily saying that it's easier, but then it's just the way that some of the students prefer learning. Some would still prefer more like the lecture and the exam type, while some students would prefer applying the knowledge directly to a context. And then ultimately, we hope to nurture those who are looking into becoming innovators. And then when we talk about project-based learning, we don't talk about any types of projects, but interdisciplinary projects. So that's the second piece where on one hand, every student would learn one particular strength and work and be able to collaborate with others. And then holistically, the team will understand how these different parts of the systems or different disciplines can work well together. Yeah. And then in order to have this multidisciplinary team, it makes sense that every single student in the IDT program would have a tailored curriculum. What that means is that there are certain courses that everybody takes, but then there are also a big portion of the courses where the students in this program gets to choose the courses that they would like to take, so that we complete the circle saying that this is a really learner-centric pedagogy, which means instead of like the teachers telling the students what to learn, the students need to take in charge of their own learning, decide on the courses or the program that they would like to take in order to become the graduates that they would like to become. That's what we mean by learner-centric pedagogies. I forgot to mention something is that we are a relatively new program, 2018, and we have a very low student to faculty ratio, which means that basically we know each other pretty well. The professors, the lecturers in this division basically know everyone in the program. We say hi to each other, and we just talk about our ideas, our projects in a pretty casual manner. So to support the students in this program, we have a big pool of talents and faculty. and everyone is coming from a slightly different background. You can almost see that on the right, the list, almost like a mini engineering school, because we need these kind of expertise in order to come up with some really innovative products. The gist of learning about innovation in this program is to learn from going from zero, which means, oh, I'm curious, I want to make an impact. I sense some kind of things that I really want to work on, but I don't know how. And then the one is to give you that motivation, give you that avenue to walk from nothing, having an idea, to actually creating something. Now, is one enough? Obviously not. After you have one, we say that that's the prototype. You want to scale that to 100 and then 1,000,000, right? But then for like the 4-year program, we're not overstretching it. We are trying to let you experience how to innovate, and then how to find, here you see the right problem to solve. It's actually not that easy. If you think about it, a lot of the items that you can grab hold on it on your hand, any kinds of products, and then you can ask yourself, what is the problem that this product is trying to solve? And then if you can answer that, the next question is what it cannot solve. For instance, can it be serving people with accessibility issues? Can it be cheaper? Can it add additional features so that it becomes more efficient? All that kind of questions are sparks, little sparks for innovation. And here, all these pictures are our students' previous projects. Now, how do we get from 0 to 1? Now, as simple as it says, it takes 4 years. And how these 4 years are going to go. So if you enter the program, we say that you will experience 3 major pillars of courses. Those are like the common courses across all IDT students: technology, design, and entrepreneurship. These are the 3 pillars that everybody needs to take. And then there's a big rectangle saying that individualized project electives, which means the part where I said is individualized, everybody designs their own curriculum, and then we will have faculty to work with you according to the projects you would like to do that year, and also the things that you think you should champion when you graduate. And so we can design that curriculum for you. And why is that possible is to the little words underneath, because we have a really strong school in engineering, science, business, and humanities and social science, the other schools in UST. We are in Academy of Interdisciplinary Studies, and the other schools are very cooperative, letting our students take their courses so that it achieves what we would like to see our students taking courses that they would like to take to champion those knowledge and skills. And so when we talk about the design courses, we are not only talking about like designing a shirt or designing a toy, but more importantly is to how to communicate what's on your mind, what's in your mind, internally across your team, but also externally to stakeholders, to industrial partners, to companies when you have to pitch your product. Technical courses, those, like, we call them like little experimental projects. You know, if you want to know how electronics work, the most direct way is to give you those electronics and let you try and make it work. And so you see Jervis in the middle. He is very fascinated to see his robot brought to life by himself from 0 to something. And then here comes the major thing about IDT program is what you see in the red box, the year-long projects. Everybody in IDT is excited about this because they get to own a project from year 2. Traditionally, in many other programs, they would have the final year project, But in ISD, because we promote project-based learning, that we will have 3 of these. Every year we have a different focus. Like in year 2, we will first learn about team management and project management, project planning. If I know that I'm going to work on this project for a whole year, how should I plan every step? What are the milestones that the team should agree on? And basically just have some hands-on experience. Until year 3, you will start to not only be working in a team, but building something that is novel, something that has never been seen before. But that's not enough, right? You can create something that no one has seen before, but doesn't match with the real world context. And so in year 4 is when you really need to work with an industrial partner, a company. So to learn about what they need, and then whatever you think is unique or useful, is it really applicable in the industry? And so you will have to work with real companies to make that happen. And you can already see a lot of different photos, and I'm going to use these projects to illustrate the amount of the scope of things you can do with innovation, design, and technology, right? I would say you use that saying of the sky is the limit, because it really depends on what you would like to do in this program, and then we will help you to apply what you would like to learn in the project context. I'm going to quickly flip through some of the projects so that you can just get a taste of what students can do. And all of these that you're seeing are final year projects, because I supervise all the final year projects, so I would know most of all of what this is going on. So if you're interested in sustainability technology, then you can work on, let's say, building a solar panel robot, panel robot that is assisted by AI, and to install the solar panels on vertical walls automatically. The project is now in the Hong Kong Science Park as a startup, and they received some sponsorship before they graduated. So that was what happened. So not only pictures, they really need to build that robot out and then try to demonstrate their prototype. If you're into construction technology, then how about looking at the safety issues in construction sites? The team built a solution to help safety officers to monitor how the workers interact in the construction sites better with new communication technologies. If you would like to help people with disabilities, how about looking at people with hearing problems and then creating a device for them to navigate in noisy environments, right? So instead of, typically the hearing aids only amplify the sound, the ambient sound, so it becomes very annoying to those users in the wet markets or noisy streets. Oh, that's why the team tries to innovate another device that they can wear, so that it can alert the user of the surrounding danger. If you like to learn about health problems, you can also create devices to help users build better awareness of the CO2 concentration around them. This is another project I would like to spend a little bit more time on, because this just finished a couple of months ago. It's a final year project doing some arrow rescue. So it's called Arrow Relief. They were collaborating with the Chung Kwan O Police Department and the Fire Service Department. They have 5 students. As you can see, what I meant by multidisciplinary teams. So these 5 students each had a role: AI, robotics, electronics, and 3D design. another embedded system guy, and also Ruby, who was responsible for the UI UX. They worked together to build this solution. The context was that they were trying to look at how to use drones in saving people, rescuing people that are going for hiking in Hong Kong, because Hong Kong hiking is a relatively popular activity. What they found out is that usually when victims get stranded in the mountains, they would call 911, but then they could only retrieve so little information from the victims. And then the more important thing is that they really need some quick rescue resources. So if they happens to have some kind of problem, usually it's very urgent. And the current solutions is still using helicopters or waiting for firemen to walk up the hill to save them. So that takes too much resources and time. The team thought about using drones, which apparently now becomes a more and more obvious idea, but the team had to build their own solutions from scratch. So what you can see right now in those photos, they built the entire drone by themselves, including some of the features that you might not notice, like what if the helicopter gets stranded in between trees? So that little cylinder in the middle is a parachute in case everything fails. And then at the bottom, you see that red and white, that is the payload. And you can see
payload lowering test
how they
done.
lower the payload. So when it arrives to the site to rescue the victims,
Can release in any
it has
terrain.
to have a mechanism to let the victim knows that it is around the
Amazing.
site. And you thought that this is like a failed experiment, right? But no, they were actually quite considerate. They intentionally make it tilted because they want to test whether the wire can still be detached even in an unbalanced terrain, because you won't have that kind of perfect scenario in real situation. So, and then at the end, and remember I said about design? Design is the part where they need to communicate that idea to the public, which are the ones who are watching right now. So I'm going to play this 1-minute video to let you know how they communicate this project idea to others. Yeah, so when I said the project is the sky is the limit, so this team basically took it to the sky. They're too literal. Now, as I've said, the students will have to break the whole idea down into different subsystems. And so each part, as you can see in the video, they have to hone one particular expertise in order to eventually integrate into an innovation. And then actually because of the low altitude economy initiative in Hong Kong, 大空經濟, and that's why their project has received quite a lot of traction and eventually won some of the more prestige prize from this FYP. Now, since we have only started in 2018, and so far we only have a few batches of graduates, but we have been seeing quite good results. As you can see in those logos are the companies that our graduates are now working in. You can see IBM, HKT, Disneyland, Xiaomi, Lana Move, Deloitte. And why is there such a big spectrum, right? I'm using these four graduates, Josephine, Marciette, Martin, and Gordon as examples to let you know that even though this is a new program, unlike traditional programs, actually employers do look through the CV and look at the problems that these students have solved over the years in their program instead of just looking at, what kind of score they have attained in the university studies. So for Josephine, she is now working in Disneyland. She is responsible for the heat flux sensors when you go for any kind of rides that involve flames. So she has to make that delicate balance between you feeling the fire but not getting hurt. Marciette really likes to manage the team and manage the products, and that's why she's now a product manager in Lana Move. She's responsible for a really big fleet daily in Hong Kong and also in China. Martin was the designer of the team. He likes the design, and now he's in Polytechnic Milano in Italy, pursuing his dream as a designer and also his postgraduate degree. Gordon likes to talk with the users. As I said, they have to understand the client's needs, and now he's in IBM acting as a senior technical consultant. Other students have also who pursued postgraduate studies are now also in pretty prestige universities studying the programs that they would like to deepen their strengths in. So as Robert said, in November 1st, please come to UST. We have arranged a lot of lab tours. So if you're interested in the IDT program, do come and find us in the booth, and then we'll take you there. This is our very proud makerspace because a lot of things are going on in there every day, 24/7. Even now, if I walk over to the lab, there will still be students working. Yep. And that's why instead of only looking at your admission scores, which is number 1 here, we also look for number 2, 3, and 4. Whoever is applying to IDT program, we would like to see whether or not you can work in a team. And that's why we have this team-based design challenge, really giving you a task to collaborate in a very short period of time. Also, we want to know whether or not you are suitable for the program, and also you can understand whether we are suitable for you because you're going to spend 4 years here, right? So there's an individual interview, mainly not to look at your achievements, but whether or not you're passionate about becoming an innovator. The last one, the design and technology portfolio, these are the 3 things we're looking for. Number 1, are you able to articulate why you would like to do certain things? So whatever you put in the portfolio, we'll be asking not mainly what you have done, but why have you done it? The worst thing you can say is that, oh, my mother, my parents, or my teacher told me to do so. Don't say that, okay? Think of a better story, but then never say that your motivation comes from someone else. You wanted to do it, you wanted to solve a problem, or you're interested in certain things you would like to test. Yeah? That's why you put it in there, and then you have something interesting to tell. Critical thinking is whether or not you have failed, basically. So if you everything went smooth, everything was a success, there was no barrier whatsoever, it's not as interesting of a critically challenging task for you, isn't it? So what we're looking for are some stories that maybe you really didn't do so well, but you still put it in there nonetheless, and you tell us the things that what didn't work and what are ways that you're trying to navigate to make it work. That's what we're looking for. And visual communication, of course, we wouldn't want to see like a pages of text, but more well articulated kind of portfolio. So in the end, we were looking for definitely self-driven learners because as I said, there's a huge portion of courses that you need to make your own decisions while we will help facilitate that process. So you have to be self-motivated. You would like to be makers, hands-on, really make an impact. You're interested in technologies where not only your own domain, but also interested in other technology domains to understand how you can put together systems to create innovations. And last but not least, if you believe that innovation and technology is the trend, then this program is for you. All right. So that's it from my sharing. I am looking forward to seeing you with high curiosity. If you right now you already sense some surrounding issues that you would like to make an impact, you know there's a problem, you want to solve it, but you don't know how, come to this program. You will learn how to articulate those problems and learn how to solve those problems.